Hey man. B3313. Today we're going through Castle Grounds, because, you know, I kind of skipped over that because I thought it'd be good to, you know, wait until we get our first red star too. And right I was. So, absolute first thing we can point out, that symbol from the castle and just the whole design is also taken from the Shoshinkai and B-roll betas of the game. Like Space Roll 95 and all that stuff. That symbol was just kind of there. Might have been a placeholder, or, you know, you might have thought like having this weird clock thing would have been a good decision before, you know, they ultimately decided on Peach. I think the decision of having that little Peach painting is good in the end, but yeah. Now, let's take a circle to the back, because, like, you know, beyond that difference up there, for the most part, this looks pretty similar to the final version of the Castle Grounds. But we take a big loop around here. You, the Toad statue. Yeah, you are pretty notorious. You appear a lot around the game, and you actually originate from Analogue's, or I guess currently Tetrabun's, because, you know, she has gone back to, you know, making this a more personal channel and uploading, like, personal stuff again, which I'm really happy about. I was really worried about her for a while, but anyway, this video, pre-release material, is where this Toad statue comes from. It just kind of appears at the end and then quickly just cuts away. But yeah, I think it appears somewhere in the main series too, but I forgot, and that's like its point of origin, so yeah. Now, if we go over here, we have Yoshi. Welcome to a new adventure. There are so many worlds to visit, but so little time. You may be wondering where to go first, right? Just let it happen, like a dream. Hint, look at the sky inside the castle if you have 10 power stars, and you might see the world shift right in front of your eyes. And remember that you can switch between plumbers here by pressing the L button. Can you hear the princess calling? I know you are brave, but please don't try to find out what rests behind that passage. It is not part of the show. Good luck. Yeah. We're definitely staying with this for now. And then, is it even worth trying to warn you? I love how the sign, how most of the signs in this game will, like, rotate to face you. It's really cool. But anyway, dark hallway. A lot of people are gonna end up here because, like, aside from the front doors, this is one of the only places you can access before you get a red star. Now, low star distance. So obvious. Such an obvious decision. Oops. Welcome to the void. You just head forward in here. You can find back at it again, I see. Friend, escaping reality, and, you know, you really have me worried sometimes. Sometimes you take this game too seriously. Are you feeling okay? You know you can always turn it off, but both of us know that you're still trapped inside your own walls, aren't you? Yeah, goodbye. because it hurts. And yeah. The trigger there is a little messy. It's not impossible to just miss it and like slam against the ground full force. But you can just kind of walk around and hit the trigger regardless. However, two things first. First off, if you were to just simply crouch, you can just crawl directly under the warp trigger. And when you get the star, you can get the star, kind of. Only kind of. There. Yeah! It doesn't give you the star, and it puts us in what looks like the normal game version, like the normal castle lobby from Mario 64. If you're familiar with this game, you know exactly what this is, and if you don't, this isn't a mistake. However, that is a topic for another time. There's no reason to go into all that right now. And, finally, this place here does have an origin. This is taken from the Mario 64 Classified episode, Deeper Cavern. Even had like a little sign called like, hey, look ahead, looks like hazing the void, so they might not be what they seem. Enter at your own risk. And then they go in. Yeah. We'll be revisiting this much later in our series, so we're not going to really dwell on that right now, but yeah, let's head back though. Because now we get to the real juicy stuff. We want the daytime version. Yeah. Cover the nighttime version in the night playthrough. But, yeah, our next point of interest should be over here. Down here, we got a little thing. Welcome to Sunken Castle. There's not too much to say about this as we go through. It's just kind of like a really interesting and surreal area. I like it. This way. Some weird geometry here. Never enter this. I mean, you might be able to if you know what you're doing. You don't. Unless you do. You don't. Then. Almost. There's our star. It's not much. It's a really big but really empty room. There's this cage kind of suspended there. Although if we go through it a bit, we have this glitchy area up here, and like, yeah, it's glitchy, alright. But in this, Vanish Cap. Normally, you have to hit a switch to open Vanish Cap. So this is true of Mario 64, and this is true of B3313. I have not hit that switch, but that specific block will always be open. Like, it'll always be available to collect. Also, it puts you up here, so you know, if you're bad at like jumping to here, you don't want to go all around the castle, and you know you have to go down there anyways. Like maybe it's a new run or something. It's a good time to get it because it'll just put you right here simply. We're not really gonna dwell on this because you know this episode isn't about any of these doors. I already like the only door that's relevant to this episode is the front one, and we'll get back to it in a little bit. There is something there that has been covered. However, a little bit more, because I need to show the origin of Sunken Castle. It's in the 2 videos from Point and Click 14, like screenshot collections. There's this one, plays into the windows and, you know, general design. And then this one, this cage at the end. Wider bars and, you know, no star in it, but, yep. Both by Point and Click 14. Thank you very much. Now, this one, we will not be going in this one today. But this one we will, because this goes to internal sewer system built by the Koopa crew. Our sub didn't fit in this pathetic castle, so we had to make some more space. We'll be coming back here a few times in this playthrough, but a lot of the times you'll come down here. You know, it'll be like, whoa, there's like this whole thing here, whoa. But then, as you go through it, we can go in here. And suddenly, get boosted forward and find out, oh, we're stuck in here now. And as we go through, you know, pocket for air here, but there's nothing in there. And this room's kind of big, but once again, there's nothing to do here. Like, even though there's some bars, if you like, look at them, they don't really go anywhere. So like, even if you had a Vanish Cap, it wouldn't do much good. Now, the other direction. Epic. I love the vibe of this room. I love this little section that you can jump onto, but it has literally nothing in it. A little, like, weird geometry, too. I genuinely like it. Of course, it's not even to mention, you know, that bit you can see past, like, into the distance because there's no skybox. You can kind of see there's stuff there that we can't access. You can also see it here. There's like a lot up there, but we have no way of getting to it. That's kind of what I mean by we'll be back here a few times. And then this painting goes to a place called Orange Hall. I believe it's 2-way. Yeah. But that's about all we need to do there. This gets its origin from the Mario 64 iceberg, actually. The section on Mip's Hole, Mario 64 conspiracies, I guess. But it's Mip's Hole. Oh, you know, Hazy Maid's conspiracy theories about, like, Hazy Maid's cave is also the castle's very own septic system. There's, like, a section more about it. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of playing into that, but the main thing is playing into is how Bowser got into the castle with his sub. Stuff about, like having some extra weird way of having a submarine in there. It's interesting. And now we have 2 more things left. First, if we go into the lake and just kind of swim out, welcome to Eel Graveyard.
No!
Please. And we have this little sign here that... You know how the other sign would follow us and look at it when we talk to it? This one just kind of intrinsically follows us. Warning, if you are prone to seizures, there's a chance you may encounter an unfinished area when testing. If you see any areas with an experimental logo or a Mario icon with an exclamation point, please exit level if you are at risk and immediately report to the head of QA. Thank you for your cooperation. Yeah, that's like a real season warning. It's really not that intense or bad in this one. I think if you are at risk of seizures, you'll probably be fine with this one. But, if you ever see this sign, take it seriously. Anyway, the goal of this one: get the 5 secrets. And over here, you see Unagi with a beta texture. We can go further here. This one we can actually trigger to go out. And also a few with the final texture. The most interesting part when we head out here, this is the cedar one part. It just kind of does that while you're down there. In earlier versions of the game, before 1.2, the scale of the level was actually kind of messy, and it would start acting weird when you went that far out. It doesn't anymore. They fixed it, but it was it was definitely weird. That's how you want to get up here normally. These guys. That's pretty much it here. As far as I can tell, there's no genuine origin for that. And now, one final thing. We're gonna go outside and inside a bunch of times. There we are, got lucky. Welcome to lobby.z64. The only way out is through the fast travel option, and I mean it. Because once you're in here, you're either gonna have fast travel to leave, or you're gonna have to run out of lives. But there is one thing to do in here. This will take us to WF.Z64, Womp's Fortress.Z64. Objective: Get star. It's sometimes referred to as mt.z64, like, mountain. But yeah, it's definitely like that. It's like the existing like the existing mountain level. Base observation Kai version, but it's a lot more bare bones. Like you notice, there aren't really any enemies, aside from that pink bomb, but that's like an RNG created one, so I don't really count it that much. Down here, all of these enemies are gone. Going up. Now, not every entity is gone. Those are still over there. This is here. Man. Really funny thing to me. This is just already open. But yeah, like, that platform's there, but there's nothing there. So let's climb this tower, shall we? Now, before we collect the star, I'm going to make a save state. No reason. Because... yeah. The timer is for about 40 seconds. It can sometimes be up to a minute, but you just want to get going immediately. And that's all you really need to do. It's not that hard. You just kind of gotta know your movement tricks. But it's definitely a bit stressful. I think I should probably get back up there and make a save state before we start exploring and, digesting what this actually is. But yeah, let's start with that. But we'll start, going around. That's why I made a save state. Plus, there's not really like any good healing spots. I'm gaming. I'm good at gaming. Allegedly. Kind of. Here's where we want to go. This is the most interesting part. Like, if we go over here, this section is actually here. Like, really, just going around and analyzing it. This is probably like the closest to the final version of Womp's Fortress that's in the game. But it's also like missing pretty much all the entities, because if we go back up here, like the falling blocks are completely missing, and the rotating platform is too. Yeah. Also, this tower isn't functional in any capacity. Like, even the weird little life/star brick is gone. Just a normal wall here. We can collect this stuff. Yeah! It's interesting. Let's leave. I'm home now. I think that's about it for the thing. Finally, the origin of that. Jeff-tastic's SM64.Z64. This is just a trailer for it. I'd highly recommend you play the game on its own. Should be linked downloaded here. Downloadable. But it's heavily inspired from this. Again, highly recommend that you play this yourself. It is very well put together. Yay! Here we go! Something changed. Yeah. My only tip for you is this. Play it, then play it again and again. Although, very, very, very good chance that, everyone watching this probably knows what that is, just like in case you don't. Yeah. That's it for this, so I go blow up now. Goodbye.